Welcome to my second Redstone video, tutorial video, and this says episode 2. We'll be covering mids and outputs. Outputs obviously are what you want to do with something after you power it with the lever or such that we covered in the first video, and what comes in between the input and the output, not including the dust. We're going to start with the mids here, and first of all we have repeaters. Now, I'm sure you all know the recipe for repeaters, as I covered that in the last video. But in case you haven't watched the other video, it is 3 smooth stone on the bottom, then 2 redstone torches up on the next row on either side, and then dust in between those. And there are 3 functions for repeaters, which is, for one thing, an extender, because normally it won't only get 15 blocks. As you can see, it gets dimmer and dimmer. And eventually, when it goes 15 blocks, and the 16th block will be unpowered. The thing is, repeaters will renew that charge as if it were at the input again, and therefore you can extend it over larger distances. Second use, repeaters are one way, which you might not be able to think of it now, but it can be useful in redstone situations. As you can see, to tell which way it would go through is by this little arrow right here, which is pointing that way. And the third use for repeater is delay. Now it can go for delay in Minecraft is done in ticks, or 1/10 of a second. Right now it is on a 0.1 second delay. If you right click on it, it'll put it out a little bit, make it a 0.2 second delay, another bit 0.3 seconds, another bit 0.4 seconds. If you right click again, then it goes back to 1. So you can cycle through all of those. Alright, secondly, we have a torch, which I covered in the last video, and this will invert the signal. So basically, if I would power this dust, it would go onto this block as a bud, and it would activate this torch, would essentially turn it off. As you can see, this is off, so this can be used for an inverter, which is like using a NOT gate. So this is all called a NOT gate, same thing in Boolean logic. And also, the thing about torches is they also go up. They don't go down, they just go through their own block and up, or to any of the sides, but they don't go directly down. It will power this block right here, and it will activate that dust. Now, to counteract that, if you ever come in situations, there is glowstone. Glowstone will not do that, as it does not act as a bud. So you can have like a torch on the side going up, and a repeater going this way, and then it will all be attached to one block, but the charges will be separate, which is kind of cool sometimes. Another thing about these repeaters is that they only absorb energy from this single block right here, the block that this dust is occupying, and will output to this block only. So it will only accept buds if it's from this block right here. It's very specific. Right now to outputs, various things you can do. If you don't know, there are a few practical things in here that you actually can use redstone for. First of all, we have fence gate, which is done in creation of fences. The weird thing about these is that they always open away from you, and they have to be placed over a solid block. How you make them is you put 2 sticks on either side, then 2 planks, and you'll get fence gates. As you see, to be activated by redstone. Next, we have trapdoors, which can also be done manually, but the thing is, you can also activate it with redstone. You put 6 planks of any kind. Doesn't have to be oak, but I just like doing it because it's a classic color. As you can see, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah. Okay, and then next bit is a note block. What these things actually do. Notice that's going up in pitch. These are based on actual notes. They go up 2 octaves and they come back down again. So it went up to high, and then it drops down low again. But if you put it here, every time you play it goes up. But if you do it with redstone, it's always the same block, same note, which is kind of cool. If you make this 8 planks, again, any kind, you get redstone, you get 1 note block. And if these are placed over various surfaces, like you can put gravel or cobblestone, and the blocks are classified into 5 different categories, which is like stone, glass, sand, etc. Will produce different sounds as if from different instruments. Right, next we now have the dispensers, which is also very useful. They will either throw or they will shoot items out, because how you make them is that 7 cobblestone, a bow, and a bit of redstone dust will make 1 dispenser. You activate it, and it'll either throw an item out or it will shoot specific items out, such as arrows or cookies. It also will decide randomly in between which item it will pick out of the dispenser. So if I keep doing this, eventually it's going to shoot out an arrow. The thing is that 8 of the slots are occupied by cookies, so it'll take a while. Okay, I don't think it's going to shoot arrows. I don't think it's going to shoot arrows anytime soon. Alright, now to wooden doors, which are very practical. You can open them manually, but they also can be activated by redstone. They're strictly on and off state. So even if you do it like that, and then turn it on, it'll stay the same because it's already in the on state, but when you turn it off again, it'll go like that. Now, if you don't know how to make a wooden door, you do it like this, with 6 planks. I'm going to give you 1 wooden door. Now, iron doors, they're similar to wooden doors, but they're heavy. You can't activate them whenever you please. It's just your hand. You have to use redstone for this, but any redstone will suffice. How you make one iron door is 6 ingots, 6 iron ingots, and I'll make 1 iron door. And now we have redstone lamps, kinda recent, introduced in 1.2. They're essentially light bulbs, and they're also toggleable. As you can see, they're pretty much the equivalent of glowstone, except redstone powered. This is how you make one, and it gives you a lamp, a redstone lamp. Alright, and then next we have pistons and sticky pistons. Now, I can't remember which is which. Yeah, this is regular piston right here. Alright. When you make a regular piston, there's 4 cobblestone, 3 planks, ingot, and a piece of dust. It'll give you 1 piston. As you can see, and it will push blocks up. But the thing is, it will not drop. It will not pull blocks, as it's not like sticky or it doesn't have any adhesive. If it's like gravel or sand, then it will work. But if so, you might want to use that if you don't. If you're not too rich, I should say, yet. Because in order to make a sticky piston, which pushes and pulls, you need a slime ball. You can put it anywhere in the inventory, in the crafting area. You can even do this in your regular crafting area, and it will give you 1 sticky piston. And then, like, the thing is, though, I'll just say this really quick. But the thing is that neither kind of piston can push obsidian or bedrock. Same with sticky pistons. It won't pull them either. Okay, and then the last output, I think you may have seen it as I looked over here a couple times. But the last part of the video, the last output is TNT. It's very dangerous. You shouldn't activate TNT all that often. Okay, so it's very dangerous. How I make it is 4 sand and 5 gunpowder, which you can get from creepers. And it will give you a block of TNT. Now once these are activated, they'll start flashing. They'll give you about 4 or maybe 5 seconds before it explodes. And it's a bit more powerful than a creeper explosion. And for some reason, I have no idea why TNT will not harm me. I think it's a bug. But I do receive fall damage. That's why in the last video I didn't really die at first. It was from the fall damage that I died. But in this version, you can still die from, yes, you can die from lava. Goodbye.